What does it mean to you to have your film screened here at the Women of Wonders Film Festival?
It's pretty cool. I didn't even have any idea about this until I was emailed like a month ago, but I'm really happy. I'm looking at that screen right there and I'm like, whoa. It's super cool. I never dreamed about this. Like, I just thought I was just signing up for a camp, and I didn't know that it was going to be like this real.
You want people to think about, as they're leaving the theater, having participated or come to this Women of Wonders Film Festival?
If you want to do something, go for it. Don't be afraid to like stand out.
Do you have any advice for upcoming filmmakers?
Just trust your instincts, go with your ideas, and even if it seems crazy, just do it.
What do you hope that people get out of here when they leave the festival?
I hope that they're inspired to follow their inspiration and create what they want.
Do you have any advice for any upcoming female filmmakers?
Learn from your mistakes and put that into your film to show that you fix that about yourself and that you want to make a new life.
We wanted to take a kind of a friendship that kind of went wrong, that was a best friend, and then kind of separated and kind of put that into a film, because that actually kind of happens a lot in teenage years.
What was the most challenging part of it?
Probably just retaking everything, having to retry everything, because one time it would work, hi friend, and then one time we'd be like, okay, the sound wasn't right, like it was a good take, but the sound was sucky, so we have to redo it.
What does it mean to you to have your film screened at the Doris Duke Theater as a part of the Women of Wonders Film Festival?
It's kind of insane.
Why is that?
I mean, like, I guess I didn't expect anything to come of it. Hi, friend. So it's just to see it like on a bigger screen than like my iPhone is kind of cool.
I'm Lucy, and I worked on a Twisted Friendship. It was about a friendship, like that secrets were shared, secrets were let out, and a friendship kind of ended because of it.
And what drew you to that story?
I think me and my group, we wanted to do something that was like really present in our like life, something that we see a lot in middle school.
Great. Well, what overall message would you want people to leave the theater with about us as an organization, about you as a filmmaker, or about the film festival as a whole?
For the organization, I want them to leave knowing how amazing it is and how you kind of like discover your voice in the programs and you get to use your imagination and come up with some pretty amazing things.
My name is Kohoku Hattori, and the film I worked on was Kill 'Em with Kindness.
What did you like about that, and what drew you to the story?
It wasn't just your average everyday like film. I mean, it had a kick to it. I mean, we added Post-its. Like, that was pretty creative. It's because we had like stacks of Post-its. We literally had 5 books of Post-its on our desk. So we were just like, let's think of something with Post-its. That'd be smart.
Now, is this something that you're hoping to pursue? Do you have any upcoming projects?
Yes, I would love to pursue this. This would be a great career, and it would be really awesome. And I do have a few projects coming up. I mean, I know that next year my class is going to be planning a film project for our school, and we're going to invite everybody to come and watch it.
What overall message would you want people to get out of attending this film festival and seeing all of your films?
I would like them to have the idea of like even if somebody says you can't, or you're not like right for it, or you shouldn't do that, that's only for boys or something. I want everybody to know that you can do it, and you should just do what you want. Just you do you.
I'm Phoenix Maimiti Valentine, and I worked on Kill Them with Kindness.
And what drew you to that project?
I was drawn by the subject of peace, because peace is an all-inspiring topic that can motivate the world to change for the better.
And so you've actually had a couple films screened at film festivals, right? So what does it mean to you to be included in those things?
It means to me that my hard work and endeavors in expressing my thoughts and dreams have been received by the audience very well, and that other people can have a chance to see the world as I do.
What message do you hope people will go away with after coming to see all of the girls' films and your film?
I hope people will go away with the message that anyone can do whatever they put their mind to when they try their hardest and when they are most motivated.
And do you have any advice for any aspiring filmmakers?
My advice to any aspiring filmmakers would be to keep dreaming and keep believing in yourself, because anything really is possible when you put your mind to it.
And what was the hardest part about the filmmaking process for you?
Finding a clear story. We all had like different ideas on how the story would go. Some of it said, oh, they would become friends in the end, and others were, no, they shouldn't become friends in the end. It should be stay real and true.
What does it mean to you to have your film screened here at this film festival?
When I first watched it, I was like, this is pretty good, but now seeing it like months later, I'm just like, wow, I actually made that and it's actually on a screen. I never actually expected this to happen.
My name is Maya Williams, and I was part of Making Media That Matters.
Great, thank you. And so how important do you think it is for us to have programs like that and screenings like these at the Women of Wonders Film Festival?
I think it's really important because it kind of shows the public more about women producers, which there's not a lot of. That's what I found out last time. And I think that it's just it's more about empowerment, because if girls believe they can do this, then more girls would want to go into film.
And what do you think it means to you to have this kind of festival available to the public?
Even though we all did tiny parts, we all made something really big, a film that's like getting showed to the audience, and it's kind of scary, but it's also pretty cool. And so I think that's the goal that we worked for, and I'm really happy that it's actually going through.
Selfie is about focusing on gender stereotypes and negative media that is focused on women and how that affects female adolescents. So I was interviewing a couple girls, different ages, different grades, and from different schools around Hawaii. And the way that I was doing it was that I took a picture or a selfie, and they told me their characteristics, and I drew it out, I sketched it out, and then the second time around I drew that picture, and then the feel-good moment of the film was when they compared the two pictures. So that's what the documentary was about, what you see compared to what other people see.
And why do you think a documentary like that is important for women and girls, and I guess the media, to see?
I think it's important because there's so much negative stereotypes that are really shaping the way that women think about themselves, and that's what my documentary showed, that it's not just a myth, that it's not just something that feminists are pulling out of their heads. It's real, and it's here, it's today, it's growing in the minds of young girls that are growing up, and it's something that really needs to be talked about. And I could say the same about males and how they grow up and how they perceive themselves.
What does it mean to you to have your film screened at a film festival like this?
It means so much, because it means that my film is being shared. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing as a piece of media. It's supposed to be taken and looked at and then interpreted. The idea is taking my message, putting it out there so that other people can see that and feel that they're not alone. It's okay to have something to say, and if you have something to say, you should say it.
It was an abstract focusing on a girl in a mask with images that were primarily focused on women and the media's idea of what women should be projected onto her. So the message that we were trying to send through it was to show the overload of expectations and impossible ideas projected onto women.
So what drew you to produce a project like that?
Well, first of all, I heard of this idea of an abstract film that I had never really thought that I would make something like that before. I had made a narrative film. I thought about making a documentary, but I saw one, I heard about it in the film class, and I thought this is something that sounds really cool and that I'd love to try making it. And I also thought, just in terms of the message, that I hadn't really noticed before, just the sheer volume of information relating to women and expectations on women coming in before, and it was kind of a recent epiphany for me, and so I felt like I wanted to kind of share that.
So what does it mean to you to have your film screened at a film festival like this?
I think it means that someone watched the film and understood the message that we were trying to send, even through its weird, abstract lens. And I think it means that that message is getting out to more people. I hope that people have a better and more complete image of the pressures that women, especially girls, teenage girls, are under, and the way that social media and just the media in general tends to influence that, and also the ways in which our perceptions of ourselves and reality don't always line up.
The thing that I'm most excited about sharing at this festival is that it wasn't just us making the film, it was a team of people, and we really learned when we were traveling with the film that you can't make a movie alone, and that we get to share a message with a wider audience.
Probably the most important thing that I saw was mentoring people in filmmaking. A lot of them was first time, or they came from theater and they're participating in this, and it becomes not our film but everyone's film. So it really was a family that made this film. Can't make a film alone. Yeah. That's collaboration.
So then is it safe to assume that that would be your advice for aspiring filmmakers?
Oh, to keep making movies, yes, and especially stories out of Hawaii.
And
we were so well received in Europe. They actually thought Hawaii was its own country, which I thought was hysterical. But we were really well received, and I feel like our opportunity to screen this film, not just in Honolulu, but around the globe, is making pathways for other local filmmakers.
B-Movie is a comedy about two kids in Hilo that work together to make a film project, like fifth graders, and it's about them working together even though they have clashing personalities. It's kind of based on my life growing up in Hilo, because I didn't have much to do. I would make videos for fun, and it's kind of lightly based on my experience just having film competitions with my friends, and also I just want to tell a personal, funny story to make people happy.
What were the challenges for you?
I think because it was a student film and it was my first time directing, I had to get used to dealing with cast and dealing with every aspect of a film, because that was my first film in film school that I fully was in charge of.
Do you have any advice for aspiring filmmakers?
I'd say to just make films that you're passionate about. Like, I knew that this was a film I wanted to make because I felt like it was right for me. If they write a story and they feel like this is the right one for them, then go for it. It's like all about passion.
And so what does it mean to you to have your film screened at the Women of Wonders Film Festival?
Ooh, I think it's such a great honor. I'm really happy that they selected my film.
What overall message do you hope that people get out of watching the films today?
Well, for my film specifically, I hope that they learn not to take life and hard things too seriously and just have fun. And I hope that they appreciate women in filmmaking in general.